Hi guys, welcome to the UX course. Now we are at module 2, chapter 4. Let's recap and see what we have learned so far. So, in last chapter, we learned how to create functional document and how to understand what exactly you are going to build with creating a problem statement, solution statement, and user stories, and also user flows, and also creating user personas, and that can certainly help you build better user experience because you will understand what exactly you have to build. So it is very essential for you to create this kind of document before you begin the project. So that's why this is one of the most essential part of this whole UX course, to start understanding creating a document. When you join a company or wherever you work, you might already get these kind of documents before you start, but uh, it's always good to have this practice of creating your own document, understanding document. It can have many names. A lot of people call it synopsis, business requirement document. It depends on who created this and from whose eyes you are actually viewing it and looking at it. So for me, it's more of a synopsis or a functional document which helps me understand the product really well, and then that helps me take better decisions for the user experience and the whole UX architecture. Okay, so now that we have got covered what we are going to learn in the current session, we are going to learn a little bit of information architecture and design estimate. Information architecture is more like user journey and user flows, but it is more of navigation of a user in terms of a tree structure, where which are all the pages it will flow to. And then design estimation. De- Design estimation is so if you are working as a freelancer, or even when you work in a company, you might be asked to provide design estimation that helps clients and your team to uh, to evaluate how much the project is going to cost, how much time it will take to deliver the project. So it is essential for you as a designer to understand your project scope, project worth, and how much time you're going to take. So there, if you don't know, uh, there'll be a lot of risk, and to avoid risk, you need to know how to work on design estimate. So let's go. Now let's deep dive into information architecture. Then we'll go about the estimate. So since we have already created the user flow, information architecture should not be that difficult. Let's create session first. We will create a section, and IA. Instead of going horizontal, we will go vertical this time. So let's first take one element. We'll take mostly black and white, or maybe just one color, because in information architecture, information is more important than anything else. And this can be used for all, also for web development, uh, application development, and also for um, what you call, also for design. So let's use this registration. It is almost same, so I'm not going to repeat a lot. I'm just going to include the basic feature. Sign in. After you have that, then you have home, and this home can contain different aspect, which is head, body, bottom navigation. Body can have container, which will be which can also have multiple elements like banner, content, action. This the list can keep going. There is no limitation to it. As long as we have the number of features, this can keep growing, and we can keep building on it. So heading will have multiple elements as well. We can make it a little smaller, and we can say more. Search, notification. Okay, so I'm going this far, but obviously there is more and more towards it. More can have setting, profile, and result, actions. Bottom navigation can have multiple aspect as well. So as I said, it is more like a tree. Let's copy this small one here. We can have request, then we can have tickets. So this is the basic you could say the structure of information architecture and how you can build it, and we can keep building on top of it, and we can see where it can lead us to create meaningful document which can help us navigate better while we build this application. Now let's go back to creating estimate. Okay, so design estimate is basically what, like, you have to evaluate and understand how much time this specific project is going to take, and this can help you determine in a way that how much is it going to cost. So let's imagine, if you're not working in a company, but if you're working in as an independent designer, UX designer, and you have a freelance project, and a client comes and asks you that what is going to be the cost and how much time it is going to take. You cannot have an absurd answer, but what you should have is a structured answer, which is you have a proof for it. So that is why you create a design estimate. So let's see what are all the parameters of design estimate. First, you can have parent task, then you have generic task, or we can call it child task. Then we have minimum, average, max, and PERT value. So minimum time, average time, max time, and what is the actual value you can determine of creating this whole functionality. So let's say if you're working as a freelancer and your charges are around uh, uh, $10 or $12 per hour. So charges are around $12 per hour. So you can say charges rate. So this, let's add this like a table for now. Let's format this as a table. Format it. My table has header. So now you have a table. So when you start a project, it is not just that you will jump into design. You will have to do a lot of background. So that's why I say UX architecture, which is where we have functional document, user research, wireframe. Some are included in it, wireframe. So you can put a minimum time. So functional document took me, let's say, 30-40 minutes. So let's say 1 hour, and average it can take around, for a bigger document, 4 hours, and if I'm working on a larger project it can also take around 8 hours. So is an this this value is average of all three. So what we'll do is we'll sum it up and divide by 3, and we'll make sure this is only 1 decibel or not decimal at all. So what we'll do is we'll change the format cell, and we can say number and use 0 decimal. Okay, and now user research might, if we use AI, it might take 30 minutes or 1 hour. So minimum 1 hour I can put in, 2 hour, and let's say this 4 hours. Same wireframe can take a lot of time and it is always evolving. So let's add 16 hours and that can evolve 25 hours, and then this can take around, let's say, 30 hours. Then we have system design. System design wherein you design components and color palette and brand guide, or let's say branding, which is color and typography, or we can have it separate: typography, color, concept and variable, design token, variables. Design tokens can have all of it, the size and the curves and all of it. So let's typography doesn't take 2 hours, maybe 4 hours and 7 hours. Color concept can take 3 hours, uh, 4 hours, 4 hours, not more than that. Design token takes a lot of time for some people, because you have to test it multiple times. So 6 hours, 8 hours and 10 hours, and this always evolves. So you cannot take that out. Let's go on generic task. So registration, and I would consider all the, let's say, 4 to 5 pages of registration, and I would say I would count it as 16 hours, 20 hours and 20 hours. Then instead of registration, let's call it authentication, which will contain a registration, sign in, password and everything. Let's add more hours here: 25, 32. uh, Home page takes a lot of time. So home page, which is body, it is the first preview: body, bottom, nav, header, which comes into the component itself. So let's say 16 hours, 18 hours, 22 hours. And then you have forms and inputs for your booking and everything. So we can conclude that around 18 hours, 20 hours, 23 hours. And then you have cells, let's say body cells, which are like content cells. It should not take more than 12 hours, 12 hours and 15 hours and 15 hours. Then you have navigation, which will again you will build with system design. Navigation can have both bottom and if it is in, let's say, more or heading, 16 hours, 18 hours, 22 hours. And this I would calculate as total sum of all of these. And 144 hours, and this I will, let's say, if my rate is $15 per hour, let's say USD 15 per hour, I can then have it this multiplied by 15, and you can see all has changed. So the total cost for creating this is 20, and then let's add a buffer zone. Okay. Buffer zone is you add 20% more on these hours, and that can help you plus and minus the number of hours you might need to work on this. It's equal to uh, into 25%. So we'll use the direct cell here. So we'll use this. This is cell 27 into 25% plus we'll use this only. So 180 hour. So we have added a buffer zone which can help us if something goes here and there. So it might take either 180 hour or it might take either 144 hours. So that's how you can create estimate, and that can help you determine how much time it is going to take. Let's say if it is 180 hour and you work only 8 hours a day, so work day hours 8, and you work only number of days in a month, mostly 21. So in a month you work around uh, total hours in month equal to this and this. So you can almost complete this project within a month, or maybe 1 month and 1 week. So it's a 4 sprint work, and I think that's good enough. Not 4 sprint. One sprint is of 2 weeks, so 3 sprints you can say. 3 sprint you will be able to complete this work, and this is how it can help you uh, have a better estimate and better planning. Thank you, and let's see what we have in the next session. So let's see what we have in our next chapter or next course. We will be going to module 3, and we'll be learning wireframe and layout. Um, in wireframe, we will do a basic wireframe sketching, and then we'll do Figma basic and auto layout, design tokens, visual structure. We'll do color and spacing, and also do mood board design inspiration, and we will focus a little bit on Figma basic and auto layout. Auto layout can help you design better in terms of having your design completely structured. So thank you. See you in the next course, next chapter.